Well, this is a tip kind of on being your own garden designer. When I'm trying to remember something, or sometimes when I'm trying to convey it or communicate it to someone else, I like to come up with some kind of formula that makes it easy to remember and also easy to, I think, execute. And sometimes you may have heard me refer to what I call my mama bear, papa bear, and baby bear fairy tale theory of design when it comes to container plantings. I think sometimes when we're trying to put together groups of containers, we may not be sure about what sizes look good together, what finishes look good together, what shapes look good together. But if we think of it in the context of papa bear, mama bear, and baby bear, then we can realize that the entire aggregation of these pots is basically a family, and they're going to relate to one another in terms of size, scale, finish, even the things that you plant in them. So these 3 pots are part of my QVC line, and as soon as I have details on them, I will let you know. But because they're perfect examples of the idea I'm trying to communicate, I thought I would just use these. So here I've got Papa Bear, here I've got Mama Bear, and there I've got Baby Bear. Now, if I wanted to have more pots than this, I easily could, and in that case, I would just consider it, let's say the family grows, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and then maybe lots of baby bears. And so that kind of helps me think through the different varying sizes and how they'll relate to one another. So I've got 3 pots here, and let me show you how you can then style them in different ways for different light conditions and different kinds of aesthetic motivations you might have around your garden. So let's go with version number 1. So this is probably the easiest way to compose kind of a grouping of container plants. And that's what I call just drop-in plants, or plop and drop. And in this case, these are Southern Living plants, and I've just got 3 different containers of plants. This is a gorgeous Encore Azalea. I believe this one is Belle Rouge. I'll put the names and the tags in the description with a link. This is a beautiful tropical. I believe this is Tacoma. And then I've got an Obsession Nandina. Now, these all look beautiful together. It was very easy to do. I just took the biggest plant and I put it in the biggest pot, the second biggest plant in the second biggest pot, and then a lot of times that 3rd pot will be color, and it can be in a different shape of container or in some way just differs a little bit from the other 2 components. It's very easy to put this together. It will make it through the summer be absolutely beautiful, and then this fall, if I want to plant all of these out in the garden, I can, and that gives me a twofer. So now let's go to design plan number 2 and a different way this could look in your garden. But you garden in the shade, you say. So can you give me a shade-loving version of these container plantings? And yes, I absolutely can. This composition couldn't be easier, because this time of year you can find hanging ferns, Boston ferns like this, just about everywhere. And it's just a wonderful case of plop and drop. Now, in this shady montage, I also have some of this really vibrant Everillo Carex. I've got a beautiful Terra oak leaf hydrangea, though any kind of oak leaf hydrangea or shade-loving hydrangea would work. And then because I might want to infuse a little bit of shade-loving color, I can always add another baby bear here. An extra sibling is always a good thing. And in this case, this is just a hanging basket of begonias. So there is kind of a shade-loving version of this mama bear, papa bear, baby bear fairy tale theme. Now let's do another look. Well, in this version, let's take a trip to Tuscany or maybe sunny California. At any rate, this definitely has a Mediterranean vibe. So I replaced the faux stone planters with faux terracotta. These are also going to be in the collection. And then all of these things are really fragrant, dramatic sun lovers that speak to the Mediterranean. Now, this isn't necessarily a plop and drop composition, because these I'm going to want to really pack crammed full with as much volume as possible. So in this one, in Mama Bear, I'm going to have tons of this Chef's Choice rosemary. It's going to be spectacular in here. In this one, I've got a globe of Teucrium or Germander. I got this from my friend Monica, the herb lady. I will make sure to put a link below to her website. And then in Papa Bear, I am just going to plant masses of different varieties of Agapanthus. This is Ever Amethyst, Indigo Frost. These are going to be absolutely spectacular in here. I like planting them in this large container because I'll be able to bring them in and overwinter them. They're not frost hardy, but they also really like to be very, very root compacted so that they will force out lots of bloom. So they don't mind being densely packed in there. And then of course it wouldn't be me if I didn't add a topiary in at least one of these combos. And this is a rosemary topiary as a baby bear that matches, speaks to, and is related to all of these other Mediterranean plants. Oh my gosh, the fragrance is just unbelievable. Now tell me which one is your favorite. I think this one might be my favorite, and it might be the one that I replicate back in the potager. But definitely let me know which one you like, what you would plant in these planters, and if you find that kind of fairy tale analogy helpful in putting together container plantings. And on behalf of Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and many baby bears, I bid you adieu.